Hey guys, back here with another video. This is a comparison video between two big eagles. My belt performance, Billy Loomis made Big Eagle American plates versus Altair SD overseas plates. This video idea was given to me by my good friend Adrian Riley. So Adrian, if you're watching this, thank you for the video idea and I hope you enjoyed the video. You don't really see too many comparisons between American plates versus SD or HD. Most people think that American plates are the be-all end-all of belts. That is true in some sense, but the overseas market is definitely catching up. And if you do go the overseas route, you don't have to wait 10 years or literally pay tens of thousands of dollars for a belt. You can get a really good quality belt from overseas. But again, if you do have the patience to wait many years and the money, then definitely go American. Even though this is American, it is still a bootleg because only JMar has the artwork to make these belts. So this is still a bootleg even though it is American plates. Let's get into the video. By the time this video goes up, there will be a full review of this belt on my YouTube. This belt already has a full detailed review, so this isn't going to be a review of what the plates look like. It's just going to be a comparison between the quality of the leather, the plates and the paint and everything. So let's start with the Altair Big Eagle. So this is 2x5. This is 2x6, so that is a difference between the two belts. I'm not sure if the 2K version had a couple of different variations, but both of these are the 2K model. So that's the difference. So let's start on the leather. Really good leather by Altair. Really nice beveling. It's got the JMar style, really faint texture type of tooling. Got the WWF scratch logo. This has the WWF scratch logo and it says champion, so that is a difference. I think this is the more TV accurate tooling. This one is just the WWF logo. It's a bit more faint on this one. You can see it a bit more clearly on this one. Even though this leather is a couple of years old. I'm not sure when this belt was made because I'm the second owner of it. So it could be anywhere from 2 to 5 years old, maybe more. But again, the leather quality is absolutely fantastic. I think this is American or European leather, so definitely some of the best leather you can get for belts. This is, I believe, Pakistan leather. Unless they get it imported from other countries, I'm not sure. But it's pretty good. It's got a nice feel to it. It's about the same thickness. In terms of feel, you can see the texture, JMar style tooling. It's a bit more defined on this one, and it does catch the light better on the Loomis. This doesn't look too bad, but it is very faint. and it's got like lines going into it. I'm not sure if this was hand tooled or done by press plates. But if I had to choose, I would definitely choose the Loomis leather. The thickness is pretty similar. I'd say the Loomis is slightly thicker. I think this is 4mm leather. This is sealed. The Loomis is not sealed, so I do prefer the sealed edges. It's just, something that you grow accustomed to when you have so many belts. You definitely get used to the sealed edges. It just feels better, and you know that there's not going to be any peeling. So I do prefer the sealed edges on this. Next, 2x8 on the Altair. I think it's got a stamp on the other side. The Loomis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 2x10 on the Loomis, and again you can see the J-Mar style tooling from a lot further away. It's just more defined. This does not have the stamp on it, as some overseas belts don't have stamps. Sorry, not overseas, some American belts. I'm not sure why this wasn't stamped by Belt Performance. But this one does have the stamp. Plain black leather backing. This one has a really nice blue velvet. I think this is velvet or suede. I'm not sure. It could be velvet or suede. They're both similar feeling type of materials. Obviously it's more like a luxury material, so you do feel like you're touching a very high-end belt, which it is, but when you touch the back you get the feel that it's more luxurious, nice and soft. This does literally stick to your back when you have it over your shoulder, so it's not going to fall down as it sticks to your clothes. This one, really nice, standard black leather backing. It's got more like a rubbery type of feel to it, but it does stick to your clothes when you have it over your shoulder, so it's not going to fall down. Again, it does have a lot of lines in it. I'm not sure if that's the design of the leather or it's how it's dyed, but it does have a lot of lines in it. The plates on this are attached by bolts, and these are attached by bolts as well. So let's get into the plates. 4mm zinc. Pretty deep etching. It's got nice rounded finish to the edge parts. They're not sharp or anything, so that's good. Pretty deep etching, very clear. You can see the detail in the WWF logo. This is the Altair one. You can clearly read everything. Nice white paint. The black paint is done really well. There's no bubbles or splodges. I think there's only one in the white part of the shield. Next, you've got the Loomis. I'd say the red looks better on the Loomis. I think these are proper enamel paints that they used by most releatherers. People that do repainting and paint belts in general. It's Hembro gloss paints, which is what I've used a couple of times as well on my belts. Really good stuff. I'd say the etching is slightly deeper on this. It's got the same nice rounded feel on the etching like the Altair. White paint, very well done. Just making sure there's not too many big differences that are missing. So these letters, where it says Federation, these letters look a bit more bold and they look a bit more thicker versus these letters. They look a bit more thinned out. I'd say these plates are about the same size. Obviously, without having the proper dimensions, both belts are not going to be the most accurate in size. Very close, but never the same size as the TV ones. Next, you've got the side plate. You can see the deep etching on the Altair. Definitely not bad for a standard definition. Nice stones, really nice texture. You can see how the texture pops in the light. WWF logo. Nice, again, nice rounded edges to the logo. No sharp edges or anything like you get on other standard definition. Good stones. He has definitely stepped up the quality of his stones. Next, the Loomis. I'd say the etching is a bit more deeper on the Loomis. Again, really nice white paint, very well done. If I had to choose, I'd go for the texture on the Altair. This is more like a nugget texture that was used on the real one. This is more like a really fine texture. It's like if you get like grains of sand and put them on a paper, it'd be like that sort of texture. It does stand out, but I do prefer the nugget texture. The etching still feels deeper on the Loomis. Next, one thing, I'm not going to put these around the waist and I'm not going to put them on the shoulder. Again, if you do want to see that, there are full reviews on my YouTube. So here you can see this is standard definition and you can see the text perfectly. If you guys want to read it, I'll just pause it right here. You can make out every single letter, and this is standard definition. Again, nugget texture, lines on the shield. That is that little white spot I mentioned on the shield. It looks like a bubble, I'm not sure. From afar, it doesn't really affect the belt. I'm sure it can be, fixed. Probably just a paint error. But again, really nice paint. You can tell these are lions. The tail, the head, the legs of the lions. Again, the nugget texture, it just looks so good. It really does. Again, you can read the writing. Next, on the Loomis. Again, deeper etching. You can see the lines. The lines do look a bit more bulkier on the Loomis. You can see the tail and the legs. I think the lines are slightly different. Oh, they might be the same. No, these are different. The tail on the Loomis one is like curled upwards, and you can see the lines lying down, and you can see like the paw of the lion. It definitely looks more bulkier. Again, really, really nice white paint. Absolutely beautiful. That's the good thing about branded paints. They really do last a long time. The Altair one, the tail isn't curling inwards like it is on the Loomis. I'm not sure if that's down to design or artwork. It's got that really fine texture. Here you can read the writing as well. I think the small writing is actually more legible on the Altair. So if you see, it looks a bit more thinner and it's easier to read. Even I can read that with my sight, so that can give you an indication how clear the etching is on the writing. Red background. But on this one, it looks a bit more bulkier, and it does look a bit more difficult to read. Again, I'm not sure how old this belt is, so depending on age, you know, maybe this is definitely brand new. I know when this was made, so maybe this is newer. Maybe that's the reason the smaller text is a bit more sharper. So it just looks more bulkier and harder to read. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause it here for a couple of seconds. This is the Altair. Now I'll stop it again for a couple of seconds. This is the Loomis. To me, the smaller text on this is more defined and much more easier to see. Really good etching on both of these. No bubbles, no waves. Of course, you're not going to get that on the Loomis anyway because it is American plates. Basically, if anybody's wondering, American plates refers to the way that the plates are made. They're made in America. Best materials you can get, best quality etching you can get, very clean etch, very detailed, no waves, no lines. All the traditional belts used on TV are made with American acid etch plates. Apart from the 3D Big Gold that was CNC'd, and some of the newer belts these days, they're being made in a different method, but the traditional belts are acid etched. SD etch is when they use acid and they etch the plates. I'm not sure what quality zinc they use, but this is pretty good. Some SD does have waves and lines in it because they don't clear the acid all the time. They might, etch a couple of different batches of belts with the same acid, so it won't be as strong as it was when you keep reusing it. This SD is very, very good. Really well done. I don't know what kind of acid he is using, but it's some of the best SD you can get. HD etching is when they use brand new acid, higher quality acid, and everything's more sharper, everything's a bit more deeper, and it just looks much better. But again, if you were to compare this to HD, this is a very good belt that you're getting for the price for the SD. You're not going to get a better SD anywhere else. So that's just a little explanation of the methods. Next, these two are the same, so I'm not going to talk about these. I will talk about these. The Loomis has a coloured shield with paint, and it is etched inwards, and the WWF logo is etched as well. Really well done. Nice red paint, white, black shield with the texture. Again, you get that really nice grainy sparkle finish in acid etched belts. You can see right there, and it's between the etched sunburst pattern. You can see the lion holding the shield. Very detailed look on the lion. You can see the eyes, the nose, the teeth, the ear as well, and the tail. On the Altair, you can see the tail as well. See the teeth and the mouth, the ears, and the legs and everything. This shield is white. Again, this is etched inwards. So on the Loomis, the WWF logo is raised, and the black part is etched inwards. But on the Altair, the WWF logo is etched inwards and the shield is raised. So that's one difference. This is gold. It's a gold shield. It's not painted. Again, I'm not sure if this is based on a specific version of the 2K, or maybe it's just down to artwork. But again, you can tell the WWF logo looks really good. Nice paintwork. This does have the TM. I don't know why they do that. They really should get rid of it, because they don't need to put it in the belt. It's just a simple artwork edit. So next, main plates. Nice WWF logo. I think these are Swarovskis or Cubics, I'm not sure. But they are really nice, and they have kept their shine throughout the years. Nice texture, same as on the side plates. You've got the eagle. You've got the globe. I'm not sure if this is the accurate Jamar blue on the globe. It might be. It looks a bit more darker in person. It looks slightly brighter on camera, but it is darker in person. Really well done. Very nice clean lines on the globe. Deep etching, as you can see. World Wrestling Federation. Here you can read what that says. I think it's Latin, so I'm not really sure what it says, but you can read it for yourself. Nice black paint. On the block logo, the bars were cut out like the winged eagle, but they broke. So what they did on the next one, they etched it and the bar was attached to the center plate, and then it was painted to make it look like it was going through to the strap. Again, same on this one. I prefer the blue on this, it's a bit more lighter. Again, you can see how deep the etching is. I'd say the Loomis etching is slightly deeper, not by much, but very slightly, just by feeling it. The eagle. Really nice detail on the eagle. One thing about this one, there's no texture on the shoulders of the eagle. There should be texture here. You can see the detail in the feathers and the really fine lines. I'd say the Altair one, the lines are a bit more defined. Like you can see these, and they do look good, very clear. But I think this one, they look a bit more thicker, maybe. Maybe that's the reason. But I think this one looks a bit more defined. Next, you've got the banners. It says champion. Very good paintwork on these. Obviously, I do prefer the paintwork on the Loomis because it is proper enamel paints. Not that this paintwork is bad. It is like a matte gloss. It's not fully gloss, but it's not fully matte. Again, I'm not sure which kind of paints they use overseas, but when you do get the proper Hambro enamel, you are going to get the better quality. Next, the globes. You can see the full detail on the globe. Again, I am not good with maps, so I'm not going to say what these continents or countries are. But you can see on the Loomis is very, very well done. On the Altair one, they're a bit different. You've got the lighter blue, which I do prefer. But on the Altair one, it's cut off. So there's a straight line at the bottom, and there's a straight line here. You can tell it's a globe, but I'm not sure if they're supposed to be blue where that line is. It's like a boxed off type of design. Same on this side. It's got the globe, really nice blue. He did a really good job on the blue colour. It's got like a straight line going, and then it's got another straight line there. And the continents and the countries are different compared to the Loomis. This is fully painted round. You can tell it's a globe. This one, it's got a straight line there and a straight line there, and it's only rounded from the sides. Again, I'm not sure if that's down to a Pacific version of the 2K version, or if that's just an artwork issue. So that's it for the plates and the strap. Gold plating is very good on both of these. Let's talk about the edges. I do prefer the edges of the Loomis. They are shiny and they are very well finished, very smooth. These edges aren't bad. They do have a bit of shine to them, but the shine, there might be a bit more shine in certain areas. These are 4mm, so are these. I'd say the Loomis has a better, smoother and shinier finish on the edges of the plates versus the Altair. The spiky parts are quite well done on the Altair. There's no sharp or jagged edges. On the Loomis they feel a bit more rounded on the spiky parts. These feel a bit more sharper, more like a point at the end of the spike. This has a bit more like a smoother finish, so if I were to push my finger down, like it's not poking into my finger. But on this one, it actually feels like it's going into your finger. Next, I am about to wrap this video up because it's nearly been 30 minutes. I'll see if I can show you the curve. My room is filled with belts. I am trying to get rid of a couple of belts. For some reason the lever has curved up a little bit on this one. This one, the curve isn't bad, but the Loomis has a very big curve. You can see the curve of the Loomis from here. You can almost get this one underneath there. So this curve is definitely much better. The side plates are curved on the Loomis very slightly, and these are curved very slightly as well. In terms of size, I'd say the Big Eagle looks a bit bigger on the center plate because it does have a smaller curve, so the plate is a bit more flatter and it looks a bit more bigger. I'd say in terms of size, so both belts start from here. I'd say they line up pretty well. Again, this does have a deeper curve, so that does make a bit of a difference. I'd say the strap on the Altair is slightly longer. Let's see. These do both have backings, so I can put them on top of each other. The Altair is longer by about an inch or so, and it's a bit longer by half an inch on that side. In terms of the look, so if you do this, the one thing I love about the Loomis, there you can see that nice velvet or suede backing, whatever it is really nice. Just a very luxurious feel. Standard leather backing. The one thing about the Loomis, it does have a winged eagle type of look. So this hangs off, the plate hangs off from the strap, and it does on that side as well. That's due to the bolt placement. There's no bolt here, so it can hang off. So it gives it like a big, winged eagle type of look. On this one, it doesn't have that. It only has a little bit, like you can see the spikes hanging off, but there is a bolt here. It does make it a bit more secure, I guess. Next, I think the bolts look a bit better on the Loomis because they're not showing through as much. On this one they show through a bit more. So guys, that's the video done, If you made it this far, thank you. What are my final thoughts on these belts? Both of them are very good belts. If you've got a budget of maybe $500 or over, Altair does a really good SD. His SD work is some of the best you're gonna get. If you can go for a HD, then that's probably 4 figures, depending on who you go to. But you are gonna get a better etch belt, which is more close to the American etched belts. So if you, depending on which maker you go to, you might be waiting about a year or a couple of months to get your SD or HD belt, because some of these makers have a long list, especially the higher end ones like Altair and CS and ORM. But you are gonna get a very good belt, and Mohammed Nawaz as well does some of the best HD work you can get. And even Arosha belts, their HD is, come quite far, so you can get your HD belts and SD belts from them as well. In terms of American made, a lot of the makers have retired or stopped making them. Billy Loomis, he stopped making belts. I believe Corey King, he stopped making belts. Don't even talk about going to Dave Milliken, because he will take your money and disappear. People have been waiting for their belts for 10 to 15 years, and that's not even a joke. There is literal facts out there that people have been waiting for 10 to 15 years. So if you want to tie up $5,000 to $10,000 and not see it for 10 years or 15 years, chances are, God forbid, you could die and that money, you'll never see it again. Or, Dave just won't make your belt. Same with Jamar. I think he has a very, very long wait time as well, and his belts are expensive. So if you want to go American route, just be prepared to tie up tens of thousands of dollars for 10 to 15 years. That's not me promoting overseas belts, that's just facts. So if anybody thinks I'm being a bit biased to overseas belts, that's not the case. I'm just stating facts. These facts have been stated by some of the biggest collectors in the game, such as Hazard F5, Belt Fan Dan, those type of people. So do your research. If you go to American makers, they cannot make you these belts because they do not own the artwork. And even if they can make you these belts, you will not get the WWF logos on the belts. If you go overseas, you will get the WWF logos. So that's a plus. But again, do your research, do your due diligence, do your reference checks, ask people who know about this stuff, and make the right choice for yourself. But again, if you got less than 4 figures, you can't go wrong with the Altair SD belt. If you got 4 figures, then go for the HD. And again, if you've got the money that you want to wait for 10 years, then you can go to American makers such as Jamar and Dave Milliken, but just know you may never get your belt. So guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, leave a like, leave a comment. Please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you are notified whenever I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching.